live on the field after the Lions win the 2024 AIF Championship. I got my guy, Richard Holdridge, who literally drove 125 miles an hour from Fort Stewart to get here on time. And my other guy from WRBL News 3, Rex Castillo. We'll start with you, Rex. Man, what a fantastic night. First time you've been to a Lions game this year.
Man.
What were your thoughts on the game tonight?
First of all, what a game to come to at the first one of the season, just because my schedule's been crazy. But when you look at the Lions, they've blown literally everybody out. It hasn't been close. The game was done by halftime. But when this much is on the line, you want something competitive. And the Lions showed what they are, champions from beginning to end. Corpus Christi, shout out to the Tritons.
Come on now.
They were outstanding. They had, when we looked at the roster, you guys showed me, guys from Penn State, Texas Tech, University of Southern California. This was a team of ballers.
Right.
And this was the team that could actually match up with the Lions. I joked with Coach Nighthawk, Damian Daniel at the beginning, so how much are you going to drop? 80 tonight? He's like, Rex, no. This is going to be a real game. This was a game where, look, the Lions had the first half. It looked like they were going to run away with it, score 50 again. But then, shout out to Corpus Christi, responded, was way more physical, made the adjustments, and it was an incredible finish at the end.
Yeah. 8-point game with 7 minutes to go.
That 2-point conversion, I have no idea how in the world they were able to complete that. That quarterback was basically on his back. And an 8-point game,
unreal.
We were wondering, because they haven't been in a lot of these close games.
How are they going to respond?
Exactly. You get punched in the mouth like that, how are you going to respond? We responded like champions.
And Corpus Christi, they had one-handed catches. The defense had back-to-back turnovers on downs and interception on Marcus Brooks. The momentum was obviously swung in the favor of Corpus Christi Tritons. And then Richard, number 17, he was called, and then he said he had to call a friend, and that was number 6, Jarmon Fortson. And on 3rd down and long, gets the first down and then puts it in for 6 to really cement the game and make it a 14-point deficit.
Yeah, there was no question about that was the play of the game, because it was a one-score game, and Jarmon Fortson gets the first down. And really, on that drive, they were eating up clock. They wanted to try to get some clock control, so you kind of, even if you don't get this, you give them bad field position in Corpus Christi with the clock winding down. It's still one-score game, but they put it away, and then a couple of interceptions toward the end. The score did not reflect how close this game really was. I mean, 46-20. What an incredible performance by Marcus Brooks, 6 touchdowns. But the defense, Darrell Green, a couple of picks, and the Columbus Lions are champions. And I got to say, it was surreal to be a sideline reporter for this broadcast, to be on the field, to interview the Nighthawk after he just had the Gatorade shower, and asking how does it feel to be a champion.
Great interview.
And then just the Lions players high-fiving. You could just feel the crowd. Over 5,000 fans tonight at the Columbus Civic Center.
Unreal.
Absolutely incredible.
Unreal, Richard. A lot of fun to be able to see, as you may mention, the Nighthawk winning. And I said, he's always got his name in the Raptors.
Yep, that's right.
But the fact is, what this guy's done, and I'll give a lot of credit to Jason Gibson. He was the orchestrator for a long time for the Lions. And then now, the new ownership group with Masala and Casey Smith and the GM Lee Snow. But Damian Daniels, I think, means more than any of those guys. As a player winning championship, as an assistant coach, Rex, and now the head coach. You've been here for some time. You've seen him winning as a player, assistant coach, and now a head coach. What does he mean to the city and this Lions organization? Unreal what Damian Daniels has done.
I mean, you could honestly name this field Damian Daniels Field.
That's what I said up in the broadcast.
He is the heart and soul of this organization. And when you have a guy who understands that high standard, who understands what it takes to win, and most importantly, wants to do it for this organization, that's a home run on all fronts. And I think, Damian, you see how happy he was, but also you saw how passionate he was.
Yeah.
This was a game that was physical. I think Corpus Christi wanted to dirty it up a little bit because of how well the Lions execute. You got to kind of get in their face. You got to rub their face in the mud a little bit, make it a little dirty.
Yeah.
We saw one player actually get ejected. Damian was in his players' faces telling them, look, you can't be a knucklehead right now.
Right.
And I think when you have a disciplinarian like that, a guy who's as passionate about this organization, good things happen. He's a guy that, it was a home run hire. It was the only hire that made sense. Sure, you could have gotten guys who had indoor football experience, were successful at other places, but he's given so much to the city, and now he's given even more. And I thought the players, some of them even said that they played against him. Like, look, I played against Damian. Brooks said, I lost 100-0 when I played against Coach. But to do it for him now, that's something that all championship team needs, is that brotherhood and that family attitude. And the patriarch of that family is Damian Daniels.
It is, and the other patriarch and the conductor is Marcus Brooks.
Man.
6 touchdown passes, Richard. The guy was put on his back a lot. You talk about cheap shots. You know that the message for Corpus Christi was get Marcus Brooks on his back, no matter if he's getting sacked or if he's already let go of the football. Put him on his back. We got make him uncomfortable. Make the timing. Make him feel us and get maybe jitter feet. But when you're as good, as calm, and with the veteran leadership of Marcus Brooks to respond the way he did, he's showing why he's going to be the MVP of the AIF this year.
Well, he had to get the ball out quick because Corpus Christi was putting pressure on him.
Yeah.
He had the quick 3-step drop, but he made a play where he moved to his left. That's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to throw it in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And so Marcus Brooks, like he's mentioned, is going to be the MVP of the AIF.
As he should. 44 touchdown
44
passes.
touchdowns. And what?
44, man.
That's wild.
5 picks.
And with a guy who's dominated, and this team has dominated for so long, you would assume that he's a rhythm guy. He could do this with his, with the weapons around him, he could throw the ball with his eyes closed
Right.
at this point. And that's your point too, exactly. Is that Corpus had to make him feel uncomfortable. And he was joking in some of the interviews, like, he was going to say, I want to go to Disney World. I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. And there were times where I was kind of nervous, like, all right, is he going to go out this game? Because those hits were brutal. Those hits had bad intentions behind them.
Right.
Credit to him. You have to grind out games like this. You have to show your grit. It is, it's one of those things where just put the shoulder back in. I don't care how much it hurts. We're going to go and win this thing.
Right.
Brooks was the absolute heart and soul of this team and a big part of this win. Jarmon Fortson, though, my goodness. The MVP of this game, absolutely insane.
100%.
grown man
And
football
I'm glad you
tonight.
said that. MVP of the league is Marcus Brooks. MVP of this game, 2 of them. One, Jermon Fortson, who just every time a big play was needed, number 6, his number was called, and he got 6, 4 touchdown catches. And the other one, we always talk about the boss man, DeAndre Brown, and that defensive line. We wreak havoc. As Richard Masala and Casey Smith are walking by right now, the best damn owners in the business. Look, this is Richard Masala, man.
The best broadcast crew in all of arena football. We appreciate it. I can't wait to go home and watch it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Richard,
thank
and
you guys.
excellent job by the Lions. Well, we appreciate it, brother. Casey Smith, Brandon Swabel, Bain, Abby, they're here too. But, what I was talking about was Joel Green. Because the defensive line gets all the love, but the secondary for the Lions came up big. He had multiple interceptions. Joel Green laid the boom on multiple plays. He was the catalyst on that defensive side. So Green and Fortson, give me your thoughts on them, Rex.
Fortson at the same time, you mentioned it, it's like when we're in a pitch, find 6. Find him, he'll make something happen. And it was a video game every single time.
Right.
But also to talk about arena football, you see 50 points every week.
Right.
To hold a team to 20 in this league and the athletes that they had.
Come on.
The secondary, like you mentioned, that's insane. You have to work almost 3 times as hard because you're in 50 yards of space. You don't have that much room. These guys get running starts. That defense to play like they did, but are we surprised that a Nighthawk-led defense is absolutely shut down?
Come on,
this was
man.
Incredible performance by the Lions.
All right, we talk about the defense, we talk about the offense. I do want to talk about what this means for the city. And then, Rex, you can kind of piggyback, and I'll wrap it up on this question. I think all 3 of us should answer. The Chatahoots came up close in multiple years. The Monsters had a decent season last year. The River Dragons, obviously, one of the best regular seasons in the history of the league they play in, and came up short in the semifinals against Carolina. We haven't seen a championship except for the Lions these last couple of years. What does that mean for the community, and what does that say about the Columbus Lions organization winning back-to-back championships like they did? We'll start with you, Richard.
Well, they set the standard, and there was a lot of unknowns 2 years ago when the NAL decided not to renew their membership, and they were looking for a league. And lo and behold, a brand new league, the AIFA, they took them in. It was really a traveling league, but they won a championship.
Yep.
And they pretty much had the same roster that was competing with the likes of the Jacksonville Sharks, the Albany Empire, the Carolina Cobras. The NAL was a very competitive league in 2022. I remember I was on the broadcast, and I remember how close those games were. That was Coach Jason Gibson's last year. And they go out, they beat the Mississippi Raiders in the championship last season in the AIFA. They make the transition to the AIF, where they're playing teams on the road. They're formidable teams. The Amarillo Venom, Corpus Christi is definitely a very talented team. You've got to give Corpus Christi credit. But to win back-to-back championships for the city of Columbus, we saw the River Dragons win the Ignite Cup in 2021. The Chatahoots came close, 2 Sun Belt championship appearances. But it means a lot when the team wins the championship. I moved to Columbus in 2015. I remember when the Columbus Lions won the championship in 2015, and then they turned around and won it in 2016. Winning a championship for the city does mean a lot, and we love our sports here in Columbus, and we want to see them win championships.
You've been covering sports for a while, Rex. What does it mean?
I think at this point, you're right. The standard is what the Lions are. We were talking to several players because it was really interesting. As you mentioned, different league, same result. And then when you leave a league like the NAL, which is a very established league,
Right.
well, it's going through turmoil right now.
Right.
But when you leave an established league like that, a lot of questions, especially in arena football. If you follow the sport, unfortunately, stability in leagues,
It's hard.
It's hard. It's a really hard thing to maintain. One thing that the Lions have maintained is their championship standard. It's a different league. It's a lot of different opponents, a lot of different places to travel to. But we are what Coach Daniels and all the players have said is we are the standard. We don't line up who you want. I really don't care. We're gonna play Lions football, and for us to celebrate the Lions, as you mentioned too, Thrift, that they're the one professional organization to keep bringing back these championships. There's a reason to celebrate them. There's a reason to keep on supporting them. What an amazing night! And again. It doesn't matter who you line up. They're going to play Lions football, and it's going to be pretty damn good.
It is, man. And just for this city, we were there for the groundbreaking ceremony. The Columbus Braves are coming in eventually.
And that's a really exciting chapter.
It is. And I know we're going to have you on the show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, talk about that at a different time. But the Lions coming up victorious tonight, I think it's awesome. Because 2 years ago when Jason Gibson left, we know this, you were covering the story, then they get booted out of the NAL. Everyone thought the Lions organization are done.
Right.
They're alive and well, and they're one of the best run arena football organizations, regardless of the level, in America. That says a lot about this organization.
Again, you bring that up, is that when the NAL kicks them out, that's a death sentence for a lot of organizations.
It is.
Like, okay, now we don't know where we're going to play. Probably going to play some competition that no one wants to see. Credit to this organization. Credit to the hardcore fans. Some of them are fantastic. I mean, the passion.
The ninth man, right?
The ninth man is a real thing, and it's outstanding. But credit to the Lions, because at this point, when you maintain that standard, no matter what your future looks like, that's something we can all learn from. Is to maintain your standard. And if you are the standard, it's not your job to lower the goal. It's their job to meet it. And it's resulted in back-to-back championships, 2 different leagues. And we'll see what the future holds, but whatever league gets the Lions, get ready. It's going to be a fight every time you line up against Columbus.
I had a fun time all season being the voice of the Columbus Lions, watching dominant football cemented here tonight with a 46-20 victory. Marcus Brooks, MVP. I see him playing several more years in Lions uniform. Damian Daniels is going to have his name in the Raptors. Eventually, we just call this field the Nighthawk Field. How about that? Are you putting that out there now, Rex?
I'm putting it out there. This is the Nighthawk Field at the Civic Center. This is no argument from me.
Well, we had a lot of fun tonight from Rex Castillo. Rex, where can everybody find you during the week, which is early in the morning? Always getting your morning started with Rex Castillo. And then you still get that sports itch as well.
Every once in a while, I always come back home to sports. But yeah, I'm your WRBL News 3 this morning, co-anchor with Crystal Whitman on WRBL News 3 this morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. in the morning. So get plenty of coffee. We'll wake up with you, rise and shine. It is a little bit... It's a little way past my bedtime, but it's a Friday night. It's time to party.
Yeah, you get to go to sleep. Shout out to Jack. You can see the highlights coming up here in just a moment. Get him right now.
JP.
Look at him working.
Smile, Jack.
JP, we love you.
See, he gets out of the studio every once in a while. Look at him.
Check it out, WRBL.
That's the stuff that you don't see on TV. He still puts in a suit every once in a while, too.
Well, from Rex Castillo, Richard Holdridge, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap it up real quick here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $12,500 off. Roomy and comfortable, the compact SUV GMC Terrain is up to $7,750 off. And GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7 are now discounted up to $7,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Brooks, 6 touchdown passes. Unbelievable. Droll Green, defensive MVP, and the Lions win the 2024 championship. We got Leo here with us with the championship belt.
Leo's been rocking the championship belt all season long, and now no one can deny it. Heavyweight championship indoor football is right here.
And he is one of the best
Yo, shout out to
mascots.
Leo. Leo's been doing an amazing job all game long, keeping y'all happy, keeping you entertained.
This is why we love guys like him. Well, from Rex Castillo, Leo the Lion, Richard Holdridge, Thrift Behringer, and my guy Chris Gates, Jack Patterson. Thank you so much, Rex, for joining us. Make sure to tune in with him. We'll have him on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. Lions victorious, baby. Back to back.
Back-to-back titles back here in the Fountain City, baby.
2024 AIF champions on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Good night, everybody. That's what you call a teaser. So I was just teasing you. We're not going anywhere because as I was trying to log off, my man Jack was running through everybody to get here. And look, Lee, come on over here, Lee. Come on. Lee, get in the broadcast. Come on. God, Lee.
Who put it all together?
He ran the show today.
Breathe.
Lee,
I'm tired. I'm tired.
talk about the production. Give shout-outs to everyone here that made this such a fantastic night at Lion Win Championship.
I'm not going to give shout-outs because I'll miss somebody.
Shout out everyone that's part of your organization.
The game day staff were awesome. We had a sold-out building almost, and it was hectic, but we made it and we survived, and the game worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Champions.
46-20. I say that word down.
You know,
Champions.
if we just got some more refs, we'd be all right. But anyways, but
Listen, we said a lot about the laundry. Listen, right? No. We said a lot about the laundry, but in the end, great job by you and your team. Great job on the broadcast team and champions. What does that mean to you as a GM of Lions? In your 2 years as GM, back-to-back champions, baby.
I can say that because I'm officially done. So
Wow, you are done. You're calling it out.
Walk-off.
I'm out. So I am undefeated as an arena football champion.
Arena football GM.
Lee,
Undefeated in
you dropping a nugget like that, man? Come on, dude. Back-to-back, though. You're going to go out victorious. You're going out like John Elway.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to happen next year, so I got to get out now.
Well, Lee, I always appreciate what you've done for us. Thank you allowing Georgia Alabama Sports Live to be a part of the season all season long, and we appreciate you,
It
man.
means a lot. Thank y'all.
Yep.
Really, to all of y'all. I text these jokers at like midnight sometimes and tell them, hey, we got this going on tomorrow.
We signed this guy. I'm like, all right. We'll
Yeah,
be
you
right
want to
there.
come out here? We'll be there.
There's no such thing as sleep in our industry, man.
Well, apparently there isn't such sleep in my industry because now I got a locker room I got to clean up. God.
See, the man who does it literally everything.
Ooh, jeez. Y'all don't want to look in that locker room.
No, trust me, not after that.
Turned up in there.
But we're getting fined. Just say that right now. Anyways.
Coach Daniels brought this up too, that it is amazing to see. No matter what league you guys are in, you play up to that standard. What is it like to see like, a different league, same standard?
I don't know what the future holds. I think the AIF has a lot of good roots, and I really do think it is a good league. There's some things to work out, but it's the first year back. So,
Right.
But I think Brandon Eichert, the owner, is really pushing to make it what it needs to be.
Outstanding.
But no matter what, yeah, we're first off, we don't lose at home.
No.
But you know, I think the guys, they kind of play to the level of their opponent a lot of time. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of teams.
I'm an Alabama fan.
There you go.
And you know that old quote, Roll Tide. That old quote from the best coach that ever lived, which was, if you don't like us scoring, then just stop us. But at the same time, I think, you know, you saw tonight, like, it was rough the first half, and the guys turned it on the second half, and so, you know, they just kind of rise to the occasion no matter what. We got some just stars out there.
Yeah, you
Right.
got some monsters out there.
Elite of the elite.
I really don't think there's anybody that can touch us, and that's not me being bragging or anything else. If we were in a higher league, I think we'd be doing good too. There
you go.
I completely agree.
Maybe not undefeated, but that's okay.
There's a lot of dudes in that locker room.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, and they're goofballs beyond
They're
belief.
good human beings
Like,
too.
That's
dude,
good.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times, like, hey, shut up, Lee's coming, he's gonna find us. Like, they mess with me all the time. They're goofballs, but they know how to play football. That's for sure.
And they just won a championship. Jack, what does it mean to you to be able to cover that and seeing you've been covering sports for a long time. Lions winning this championship. What does it mean to the city, man?
It's another one. Lee, I know you're official off the job, but I need you to tell somebody to update that banner up there.
Yeah.
'Cause we're missing a few titles on there.
Well,
and it's the wrong logo too.
That's my thing. So I'm a designer, right?
So that drives you insane.
Yes.
It's driving me insane. Number one, I have a very strict rule of like, don't wear the old logo. Not because we don't like the history of the Lions, but our new logo, you got to wear a new logo, especially at game days and stuff.
Right.
And so I have racked my brain all off season and all season trying to figure out how do we keep the old logo for the 3 years we wanted under that logo and put the new one on there. And I don't know, it's not my job no more.
Well, now you thought long and hard, and now you're passing it on.
Sounds like somebody else's problem.
I thought really hard about it, didn't come with an answer, so somebody else got to figure it out.
Free advice for whoever's taking his place: just put one right next to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom,
Yeah,
there you
I thought
go.
about that.
Just put one next to it. Okay.
You got a couple more to add there.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you got to leave
But-
blank space for next year.
I
too.
know.
see?
But,
Look at
but,
that.
I mean, but we got to get the banners up, man. Okay.
Come on.
And I told the owners when I talked to them about it, I was like, listen, I'll be in the stands all next year screaming my head off. And now I'm not the GM, so I can trash talk.
There we go. I know that's what you're looking forward to.
Come hang out with us in
when I-
section 110. All right.
When I trash talk, everybody looks at me like he's supposed to be the professional. I'm like, I just want to tell people that their shoes are on.
I'm trying to do a service for you.
I tried to do that tonight, but he didn't think it was funny.
Oh. Someone has a bad sense of humor.
Taking it too seriously. They were losing, so.
Such thing as ethics.
But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like next year's going to be even better. The restart before last season really shook the organization. We
It
had
did.
to rebuild from the ground up,
That's what we've been talking about.
and I think they're in a good place now to continue on and really make something special.
To lead it out of that real darkness. I mean, when a league says you're not welcome here anymore, the NAL, whatever struggles they have now, right? But now here you are winning back-to-back championships.
All right,
it's
listen.
buckle up.
They announced that an hour before we sent in our resignation letter.
Oh, so they fired you before you quit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
No one's hurting.
But it wasn't a good place for us anyways. I mean, honestly, we needed last year to reset. If we had been in the NAL last year with all the, I can't drop this because this is very special. This is all last year's rings that are still in.
Yeah, well, we don't want to lose that.
Don't lose that.
But if
mean,
we
you
had
gotta
stayed in
spare,
the
man.
NAL with all the turmoil in the league, I feel like it really would have hurt us more than it helped us.
A lot of headaches.
Yeah, and I think the NAL is on the right path again, and it just wasn't the best place for us, and so we were thinking about it, and the league made their decisions too, and it just kind of worked out better for everybody. So.
Yeah. Sitting here with back-to-back championships,
Yeah.
worked out very well.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Jack, real quickly, what does it mean to you?
I mean, absolutely. Thrift, you said it. Let's see. My first year at WRBL was in 2013, and they've won now. I think that's
It's 4 times.
four championships in those 11 seasons.
Unreal.
It's the Lions are a real thing. And the thing is, it's gone through so many different iterations and so many. And think about it. It's 4 championships, but it could be so much more.
Really good. Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
like-
it's every year but one or maybe 2. The Lions
Made it
have
to the
been
championship.
in the playoffs at least, or the championship. So I mean,
This franchise has been successful so much, and to see this success, and when you talk about the previous arena football teams that were here, we're talking about the Columbus War Dogs, who made
Shout out to DJ Jones.
but they were infamous for how much they lost, okay? And then the Chattahoochee Valley Vipers, but to have the stability that the Lions have brought, even through the change of ownership, they're still successful, they're still winning championships. That's different. And they are just as much of a part of this crazy sports town as, which is constantly evolving. We know about the minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
You got the
So
River
much going
Dragons, who are successful here.
I learned today we've got like 19 semi-pro soccer. I don't know how many.
Oh my God.
We got a ton of semi-pro soccer teams in town. Like
We got one broadcaster right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live tomorrow, by the way.
Sports town though.
Like,
yeah, it is.
really is.
Columbus
it really is.
I'll say this, and Rex, me and you, we've talked about this a lot at the station, but I will put this sports market over anyone in the country.
100%.
The sports
Absolutely.
here are different.
You can find winners and you can find great teams.
And to be honest, and I'll say this, and then I got to go make sure Tyler's got all of his stuff. But I'll say this is that if you are at home, okay, and you're a sports fan, I don't care what sport, football, basketball, baseball, whatever the case might be.
Or as
soccer.
Lee said, the 19 soccer teams that we have.
Exactly.
I don't know how many it is. I like soccer.
But- But go out and check these sports out. Check these teams out, okay?
100%.
Check out the Lions when they come back next summer, okay? Check out the River Dragons when they come back in the fall. Check out the soccer teams. Fountain City FC is playing for a championship tomorrow. Columbus United is doing great. You know, you'll have the minor league baseball team coming in April. You know, you've got the high school scene, which is, second to none. Oh, by the way, guys, 63 days to the prep zone.
But who's counting?
In fact, what time is it, y'all? Just
10:45.
10:45. So 9 weeks from right now, I'll be running around the station with my head cut off. So
It's quite a scene, y'all. It really is.
so, but
Can't wait for that.
the sports in this area is absolutely tremendous, and you're doing yourself. If you call yourself a sports fan and you are in this area, you're doing yourself a disservice if you do not go and check all these.
Yeah,
sports out.
and speaking from the leadership side of things, all the teams in town understand that, we're not the biggest market.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. We're actually a really small market, especially to have this many sports teams. It's a struggle, and we need the support of the community, because if we don't pack this building out like we did tonight at least once or twice a season, we're starting to really struggle. You know what I mean? So we need fans to come out and just support the team. If you don't like football, I've told people both seasons, if you've never watched arena football, if you don't even like football, come, because you don't understand what a Lions game is. And my family's giant Dragons fans, and we're going to be giant, whatever the baseball team, I think it's Columbus Braves.
It's going to be the Braves.
I think
might
so,
be
but
close,
you never know
right?
with it. We never know.
You never know.
But the fact is that you'll see guys. Jack and I were talking about this. Acuna and Strider have to go through the rehab starts. Well, they go to AA.
Yes.
Which means they'll be
Here,
here.
he coming here, yeah.
And it's absolutely crazy. But to your point too, everyone wants the crazy seats at the Braves, the crazy seats at the Falcons. You come here, it's in your own backyard. It's an affordable ticket for families.
Dude, listen, if you were sitting that close to professional sports, at a professional sports event,
It's a couple thousand, easy.
I know
For a
I ain't-
championship
I
game.
don't have the money for that garbage. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But you can sit in the nosebleeds in the Civic Center, and it's literally like our quarterback can throw a football. I mean, he did it multiple
we saw
times.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Our
that
quarterback can
happened
throw a
earlier
football to
tonight.
the top row. You're so close. Anything in this building, Lions and Dragons, and then outside the sports around town, we just need the support of the community. And I feel like that Columbus is getting to that point where we are seeing more support from
And
the
that's
community.
fantastic.
And
Right.
I think that's, the city has been helping a lot. The city has helped the Lions and the Dragons, and just to see the city kind of conglomerate around the sports in the area. Like I said, even if you don't like sports, you're going to like these games. Dragons
This was
games,
so much fun.
Lions games. I'm sure the baseball games are going to be insane.
They're gonna be great. Yeah.
That's absolutely.
And come for the fan experience, and then you might get hooked on football.
Exactly.
I know I did, and I appreciate you, Lee, for allowing me to be a part of this, and enjoyed the ride these last 2 years, and hopefully to continue more. Hate that you're moving on. Well, not really moving on, because you're still going to be here, and you're still going to be an integral part of everything that's happening in
I'm sitting
Columbus.
as low as I can so I can trash talk players and refs.
And listen,
let people know that
maybe
this is
even come on the broadcast too. I got to let Richard wrap it up real quickly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rich.
I got to bounce.
Well,
I got to make sure
I do
Tyler
want to
has
say
the
how
highlights.
cool
Good
was
job,
it that Tim Hudson was part of the coin toss.
That was cool too.
That-
I think it was even more cooler that a guy from the Bay Area got to take a picture and interview him. So congratulations to you. This is why he was going 125 from Fort Stewart to get here.
2014.
This is why this guy didn't sleep last night, got up early, worked all day today, drove 125 miles an hour from Fort Stewart just to get that interview. Oh, shoot. From Liso, the
I don't
GM,
have any video footage of that.
Rex Castillo, Richard Holzer, Jack Patterson, Chris Gates saying thank y'all so much. Lions champion, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll see you tomorrow. One of those 19 soccer teams are going to be on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Richard Holzer will be on the call. See y'all later.
We love being able to go to the different high school, colleges, middle schools to live broadcast sporting events around the area. Georgia Alabama Sports Live appreciates all the fan support, but without a presenting sponsor like Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC in Opelika, none of this would be possible. So we want to say thank you so much. Go to glennsmith.com. That is right, glennsmith.com. See all the inventory and see why people always say, get ready to smile. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC for being our presenting sponsor. Thank you for watching the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet and GMC. Get ready.